In July 1950, during the early days of the Korean War, U.S. forces under the 7th Cavalry Regiment opened fire on hundreds of South Korean refugees at No Gun Ri, mistaking them for enemy infiltrators. Eyewitness accounts and declassified documents later revealed that the massacre lasted 3 days, with an estimated 250 to 300 civilians killed. The U.S. military initially claimed no knowledge, but survivors described horrifying scenes of families trapped under a railway bridge, cut down by machine guns and airstrikes. This atrocity, buried by wartime chaos, became one of the war's darkest secrets. In the aftermath of No Gun Ri, U.S. and South Korean officials actively suppressed evidence to avoid accountability. Declassified telegrams show officers were ordered to handle such incidents discreetly. Witnesses, including Korean soldiers attached to U.S. units, were threatened into silence. Meanwhile, U.S. military reports sanitized the event, attributing civilian deaths to stray fire. This cover-up was strategic. Maintaining Cold War alliances took precedence over truth. By 1951, the massacre vanished from official records, setting the stage for decades of historical erasure. For decades after the Korean War, No Gun Ri was scrubbed from textbooks in both the U.S. and South Korea. Cold War propaganda framed the conflict as a heroic U.S. defense against communism, leaving no room for atrocities. South Korea's authoritarian regimes, reliant on U.S. support, censored dissenting narratives. School children learned of battles but not massacres. Even in the 1980s, declassified U.S. archives mentioning No Gun Ri were misfiled or redacted. The silence was nearly total, until survivors and journalists began piecing together the truth in the 1990s. In 1999, the Associated Press published a Pulitzer-winning investigation into No Gun Ri, based on survivor testimonies and declassified U.S. files. Aging witnesses, no longer fearing reprisal, described children being bayoneted and families buried in mass graves. The U.S. eventually issued a tepid apology in 2001, but no reparations followed. Today, memorials stand at No Gun Ri, yet the massacre remains absent from many textbooks. This rediscovery underscores how historical truth can be suppressed, but never fully erased.